Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. It says assignment 21, unit 3 review. I'm going to start out with problem A here. They give you a graph for g of x and g prime of x, and they give you an equation for f of x. So they want you to find the second derivative of f at e to the power of 1.5. You could do, they let you use a calculator, so you could just plug f prime of x into a calculator and take the derivative of that at e to the power of 1.5, or you can do it algebraically, which will still use a calculator. Let me show you how to do that. So this is just going to be product rule and chain rule. So to derive x, that's 1 times sine of x squared plus x times the derivative of sine of x squared. So you use chain rule for that. So that's going to be x times the cosine of x squared times 2x. And if you use a calculator, you can plug e to the power 1.5 into here, or you can just plug the original equation into there, which is just going to be equal to of e point 1.5, just going to be equal to 14.144. Next, on to 1b. They give you a new function h here, which is f of g of 3x. They want you to find h prime of 0. So this one is going to be chain rule, since it's f of a function. In this case, it's a triple layer, since it's function of a function of a function. So let's get rid of the first layer by taking the derivative of that. So f prime of g of 3x with chain rule times the derivative of g of 3x, which is g prime of 3x, and the derivative of that, which is 3x. No, just 3 actually. And so that's h prime of x, and then you plug in h prime of 0. So h prime of 0 is 3 times f prime of g of 0 times g prime of 0, which is equal to 3 times f prime of 4. By the way, I got g of 0 from the table over here, this chart. So g of 0 is 4. So there's going to be f of 4 times negative 7. And you get f of 4 by plugging it into the this equation here with a calculator. And so that will leave you with 24.184. I forgot to box this. Alright, that's simple. And for 1c, they want you to write the equation of a tangent line to g inverse. So g inverse. So remember that equation of a tangent line is just y equals f prime of a times x minus a plus f of a. So first thing we're going to do is find f of a. In this case, f of a is g inverse of negative 1. Looking at the table, we see that g of 2 is negative 1. So if g of 2 is negative 1, then g inverse of negative 1 is 2. So g inverse of, G inverse of -1 is just going to be 2. And now to find f prime of G inverse, that's going to be 1 over G prime of G inverse of -1. And we already have G inverse of -1 right here. It's 2, so that's 1 over G prime of 2. Now if you look back at the table over here, G prime of 2 is going to be -3. So this is just -1/3. That's simple. Alright, now on to 1D. They want you to find dy over dx at the point 1,4. This is what they want you to find. So remember that dy over dx is just the same thing as y prime. It's that simple. And so you take this equation here, they give you an equation here, f of x plus g of x squared is equal to xy. And so to find g prime of x, you need to take the derivative of both sides, so that's just going to be f prime of x plus, you need chain rule for this, so it's going to be 2 times g of x times g prime of x. It's equal to, you also need chain rule for this. It's going to be y plus x, y, oh never mind, I meant product rule, y plus xy prime. And so to get y prime, I'm just going to flip this around and move y to the other side in one step. So this is going to be x, y prime is equal to f prime of x plus 2 g of x, g prime of x, and then remember I moved that y to the other side, so that's minus y, and then to get y prime you just divide the whole thing by x. It's that simple. All over x. And so they want you to find it at the point 1, 4. So all you're going to do is plug in 1 whenever you see x, and you plug in 4 whenever you see y. And so y prime becomes f prime of 1 plus 2 g of 1 times g prime of 1, and then for every time you see y you plug in 4, so minus 4, and x is on the denominator here, so if you just plug in 1 there, then that cancels out the denominator, so you don't need to do that. And so you're just left with sine of 1 from the original equation here, plus 2 times 2. Oh yeah, I got 2 from the table here, so because g of 1 is 2, and then g prime of 1, looking at the table here, g prime of 1 is -2, so minus 4. So okay, if you plug this into a calculator, that's gonna be -11.159. That's simple.